What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel for this, the second upload of the day. BC coming at you for this week's SmackDown review, Friday, August 30th, 2024, which of course makes this SmackDown the go-home show to Bash in Berlin. Now, I know many of you guys are thinking, BC, how can you review a show that hasn't even aired yet? Well, I'm glad you asked, because clearly, BC can see into the future. Not exactly. That would be cool, though. But the truth is, the real deal is that because they're in Berlin for the big PLE tomorrow, logistically sound, financially sound to just record SmackDown there as well, and that's what they did. SmackDown has just been recorded in totality in Germany. So in a weird way, yes, you guys are getting the review before the show even airs, most likely where you're at. So it's just the way it is. There is no reason to wait till SmackDown goes off the air later. Upload it, the editing, all that. By the time you guys get it, it's well past midnight. And then less than 12 hours later, it's already time for the kickoff show to Bash in Berlin, because that's on for many people in the afternoon tomorrow. Here in the States, it's like 1 p.m. Eastern time. So there's no reason to do that. I have the results in front of me. Why not go over the show now, give you my thoughts on it? And so there's two options. You can go over it now and then watch the show later. So it's backwards, review and then watch the show. Or, because this is what we call in the community, we call this a spoilers upload. You could do the spoilers now, or you can watch the show and then come back to the channel and listen to BC's thoughts on the show. So I will not be offended if you say deuces ooses and come back in a few hours. That is more than okay. But because it just works out better if I cut this now instead of wait another 8 hours, so that hopefully you guys catch this overnight at some time, it's too clustered, it's too close to Bash in Berlin. And truth is, I hope to be live with you guys tomorrow for Bash in Berlin. So while you're watching that, stop by the channel, say what's up to BC in the unit, smash that up, show some support. Would love to have it. I already got the board ready, man. Good, bad, and ugly. Every match is going to go in one of these tallies, man. Stay away from the ugly. That counts as two bads. So I'll go over the rules tomorrow when we start that live stream. But the board is ready. At any moment during that show, we can put any tally into any of these columns. So at the end of the review, we're going to find out together if this was a good or bad PLE, pay-per-view, to BC. So that's a programming note. Tomorrow, hope to be live. Stop by the channel, say what's up during Bash in Berlin. Live watch-along, reaction, and review. Another programming note, as I started off this upload, I said it was the second upload of the day. Just a few hours ago, we put up a big one. It was a half an hour in length. The big story, Netflix airing the VKM, Mr. McMahon doc. And who is getting hurt in the process? And one of the biggest individuals to get hurt by this is going to be Hunter Hearst Helmsley. I explain exactly why in that upload. So I appreciate the support you guys are already showing to that upload. Check that out after this one. All right, so here we go. Spoilers and another little asterisk. There was dark matches, obviously. There was a dark match before the taping of SmackDown in Berlin, and there's two dark matches post SmackDown taping. So the first dark match that happened before the SmackDown taping, this was Street Profits defeating Waller and Theory via pinfall. So Profits, Waller, Theory, pinfall victory for the Profits. Post SmackDown dark matches, two of them. Damian Priest versus Dominic Mysterio. Heavy heat on Dominic from the crowd. Damian Priest defeats Dominic via pinfall off of South of Heaven. Dragunov versus Gunther is currently going down right now in Berlin. I don't have those results. I am recording this instead. Again, that is a dark match. It will not be on SmackDown, guys. But Dragunov Gunther, I am not a fan of throwing them together right now. Especially Dragunov losing a bunch of matches. And just because they're in Germany, you're going to do Dragunov and Gunther. Not a fan of that. On top of that, you're talking about two Raw dudes on a SmackDown SmackDown show, but I get it. It's different because the PLE is tomorrow. You can say the same thing for the other dark match. What am I saying? Dominic Mysterio and Damian Priest. So this is very Raw heavy with the talent that showed up for this taping. Now for SmackDown, the actual show. This is what you guys are going to catch if you decide to watch this later on. We start the show off with... How do we start the show? Where are my notes here? Oh, there we go. Okay. We start the show off with... silence. The show starts with Cody, Rhodes, Kevin Owens, Nia Jax, and Tiffy Time all entering the arena. So, they just show like a bunch of, they have their luggage. They're trying to get through the first set of doors. Then they're going through the corridors. Maybe Cody gives a little smile and a wink to somebody who's trying to give him some coffee. But that's how the show opens off. The participants are going to be Tiffany Stratton, Nia Jax, Kevin Owens, and Cody Rhodes. Now, in the ring, first segment / match, LA Knight. Yeah, the U.S. title open challenge. A huge pop for LA Knight. Until Ludwig Kaiser answers the challenge. Massive ovation is an understatement for Ludwig Kaiser. They seemingly forget about Knight instantly. Like they instantly were like on to the next chick, Like the hot girl comes in, all the guys are gawking, and then all of a sudden an even hotter girl comes in, and they forgot about Lady A. LA Knight was getting a pretty good pop from what the spoilers tell us. But once Ludwig, it's Germany, so obviously, but Ludwig comes out and they seemingly forgot about LA Knight. Kaiser says, because before the match, he answers the challenge, so they do some mic work. Kaiser says he's going to rename the title the European Championship. Knight says it's not going to happen, not on his watch. This face-to-face takes us to commercial. When we come back from break, the title match is on. The crowd is electric. Knight hits BFT for the pinfall. I can speak. For the pinfall. More coffee, BC. For the pinfall victory. Knight is booed over his music. This is legit. The actual spoilers. This is what you're going to catch tonight. I kind of have to tune in just for... I don't know if I can catch it live. I have a lot of errands to do, but I would like to catch that matchup just to hear the ovation, because the way it's being made out to be is that Ludwig, he was getting like some Stone Cold treatment, treating him like he's Steve Austin, while Knight was just literally the forgotten participant at the dance. Knight wins this match, pinfall, hoists up his title, his music is playing, and the crowd is booing him out of the arena, while still chanting for Ludwig, even though Ludwig lost. So that's probably the most, you go over the spoilers, and I'm telling you right now, that was probably the most, significant thing. That was the one thing that was like, I kind of would like to see that somehow. So I will have to find a way. Then we go into, so that's the big thing. LA Knight wins over Ludwig, but is booed out of the arena. LDF defeats Baron Corbin and Apollo Crews in a tag match. Crews eats the pin. So Apollo Crews is still kind of floundering his way through WWE, as he has been since the beginning of time, it seems. So I don't know what throwing Baron Corbin in a tag team with Apollo does, but when they brought up Braun, he was in a weird tag team with Braun Breaker in NXT, Baron Corbin was. So when they took Braun Breaker, they're like, what do we do with Baron? Somebody's like, well, bring him back to the main roster. We'll find something. Is Apollo still with us? Yes, sir. Apollo is still with the company. Take him. Put him with Baron. We'll do some stuff with him. Stuff like lose to LDF in the middle of a SmackDown. Then we go Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens face to face. I'm guessing this is going to start the second hour. It seems that way because there was a backstage segment. I believe it was backstage. Solo Sikoa kind of talking down to the Street Profits, setting up their matchup with the Bloodline. So Solo Sikoa segment. And then it went to this big face to face. So I'm guessing, because they're going to move a lot of things, they're going to put a lot of filler into this show, but I'm guessing Cody and KO will most likely start your second hour. Cody and KO face-to-face. It sounded like a good back and forth on these spoilers. KO asks Cody, Not Cody asking Kevin. Kevin Owens asked Cody, so what do you want to talk about? So Cody says the championship. Now, KO keeps bringing up an apparent knee injury, and Cody seems to not want to talk about that, so he changes the subject. Kevin Owens brings it right back to the knee, and he says, if you don't have a knee injury, why didn't you get down on that one knee like you usually do on your entrance? Why didn't you just do that when you were coming out? So now it looks like Cody is becoming more frustrated. There's a knee injury. He doesn't want that to be known. He doesn't want that to be the reason he loses his championship. So KO is bringing this up. Cody asks if they're still going to be friends after their title match, to which KO whispers something into Cody's ear, and then he takes off. Cody is left in the ring, flustered, thinking about what KO just said. So they're really playing on the friendship, right? KO is twofold talking about the knee, right? A, making it noticed. So if Nick Aldis, who I think was out there for this face-to-face, by the way, or at least he was in the segment before, pumping up the crowd. So maybe he's saying, hey, he's got a knee injury. You might want to, vacate the title, put him on the shelf. As a friend, I'm telling Nick Aldis about your knee injury. And I just happened to get the title in the process. So it's twofold. It's either that, or he's telling Cody he knows, and when that bell rings, all bets are off. I'm going to have to work on that knee. But he's trying to do it in a friendly way, right? So then Cody's like, I got to know, after this match, are we still going to be friends? Because there's a lot of talk, right? There's a lot of talk about win or lose. Kevin Owens is going to turn heel and attack Cody after the match. So, he's talking about hey, when this is said and done, after I beat you, basically, is what Cody is telling the KO. After I beat you, are we still going to be cool? Owens whispers something, takes off. Cody didn't look too happy. So, we'll see. Sounds like a pretty good segment. I would place that, just reading spoilers and what I know about the show, I would place that right underneath LA Knight's Open Challenge. LDF beating Baron Corbin and Apollo Crews does absolutely nothing, nor does the next matchup that takes place, which is Melo versus Andrade. Again, a rematch of a rematch of a rematch. Melo pins Andrade, putting Andrade's dome piece into exposed turnbuckle, then hitting nothing but net for the pinfall. This is big for Melo. I just think at this stage, Andrade can bounce back quicker. Melo really needs these W's. His whole catchphrase is Melo don't miss, and he's missed a lot since he's gotten to the main roster. Sometimes wins and losses don't really affect somebody that much. Other times, there's individuals that have to win more than they lose. They have to. It's their character. Melo, I feel, is just that dude. So this is big for him, even though the match doesn't really do much for me. Probably because I've seen it so many times in the past. Melo pins Andrade. And then you go into the street fight. Nia Jax versus Michin. Street Fight Championship on the line. I believe championship is on the line, correct? I think so, yes. It's a street fight either way. And either way, you're not beating Nia Jax. Kendo sticks are in this thing. Crowd is chanting in English, by the way. Tables, we want tables. And in English so that Nia and Michin would understand. So Michin obliges and takes out a table, and the crowd erupts as if Ludwig Kaiser was back out there. Tables, kendo sticks, trash cans, and lids, all of that is used. And then it is Tiffy time. Tiffany Stratton hits the ring. Wabaka takes out Michin with a briefcase to the dome piece. And then Tiffany Stratton is kind of torn. Do I cover Michin or add myself to the match, I should say, right? Because beating Michin wouldn't do anything. I think because Nia, I think, was already laid out. Then she laid out Michin. So then Tiffany is torn. Do I add myself into the match? But she wouldn't have to answer that for herself anyway, because Bayley returns. I don't think we've seen Bayley. If I am wrong, you guys will correct me. I don't think we've seen Bayley since she's lost that title at SummerSlam, correct? Bayley's music hits. Out comes Bayley. Bayley and Tiffany Stratton are brawling to the outside, maybe through the crowd or up the rampway. But they're brawling, and this leaves Nia Jax to defeat Michin. I forgot, was it? She must have just squashed her, I'm guessing, right? Or no, what it was she put her through a table that was already set up in the corner, I believe. And then maybe afterwards you got a splash. A bonsai from Nia. But she definitely put Michin through a table that was already set up. And the writing was on the wall there for Michin. There was no way she was coming back from that. Nia Jax retains. And I guess that's how the show goes off the air, right? You would think it would be something more for like Cody KO, but unless they were going to do some editing magic and wait for the KO Cody thing, flip that, and they put that in the main event slot. But that's not how it went down live in Germany. The KO and Cody segment looks like it was supposed to start hour 2. We'll see if they keep it that way. The street fight is what ended the recording. Then you went into the dark matches. Damian Priest, South of Heaven over Dominic Mysterio pinfall. Dragunov Gunther currently happening as I record this. Maybe it's over by now. I just don't see Dragunov winning this match because he just doesn't win any match. Nor should he be beating the world champion right now anyway. But it's Germany, so they're going to put Dragunov and Gunther in there. Guys, that was the results. Spoilers, if you will, for tonight's SmackDown. My thoughts on the show in totality, you have no expectations for these. Not only is it's not even 24 hours. You're talking about a show that at that point would be 12 hours away from the PLE. So right there's no expectations. Then on top of that, they're in Berlin, Germany. They're putting all the cards on the Bash in Berlin PLE table. I don't think they put any cards on the SmackDown table. But it still sounds like there's a couple of watchable segments here. The KO and Cody segment sounded pretty damn good. LA Knight and Ludwig sounds pretty damn good. And I do want to see the interaction with Bayley and Tiffany Stratton at the end of the street fight. The rest of it doesn't sound too exhilarating. Michin and Nia hitting each other over the head with garbage can lids. But Tiffany Stratton and Bayley. So there is a few things that I'm actually like, listen, if I'm able to, I'm going to absolutely tune into Fox tonight. And anything that I missed or is worthy to talk about, I will absolutely address it tomorrow when we are live, hopefully anyway, live for the good, the bad, and the ugly review of Bash in Berlin. Hopefully you guys can stop by. We're going to talk all things pro wrestling for several hours. I'm guessing at least 3, right? The PLE itself, and then a bunch of other topics that you guys want to discuss. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys can stop by and join us, the good, the bad, and the ugly. The board's ready. We just got to light it up, and we need everybody to show up. We need the amplified unit to be raucous, man. We need to be wilding out tomorrow, man. We got to absolutely bring it. We got to end the summer correctly, and let's be honest, the end of August is unfortunately the end of summer, right? In a few weeks, it's actually official, too. September 20th, 21st. It's already fall. I don't want to bring the mood down, man. Let's concentrate on some good stuff. Bash in Berlin. Join us. Until next time. There will be that next time. BC in the unit saying check you. Peace.